Yo, I'm Atticus. I'm back at it again with another build, and what I have for you today is a pathfinding spider farm. Now, I actually came up with this concept back in 1.20 when I was following a series of Il Mango videos of him playing Skyblock, and he really didn't have a good solution for early game string, so this was my answer to that. Now, this is not the specific farm that I built in Skyblock. This is a version that I converted over to work in a regular Minecraft world. If you want to see the Skyblock version, go ahead and let me know down in the comments. I believe it was about 50 or 60 stacks per hour, so not too bad for a farm made of completely wooden water. But for right now, let's go ahead and get to see how this version works. Now, I do want to stress as we're getting into this that this is an early game build. This is just meant for your first few stacks of string, and then you can go ahead and go to some of the more resource intensive builds. But the problem you usually find with spider farms is they love to climb sides of the walls and just make everything a nightmare. So my thought was, why can't we just go ahead and use this to our advantage? So let's throw in some spiders here real quick. And they're going to go ahead and notice this pillar, climb up, and then get caught in this solid water over to this flowing water. Well, they'll go ahead and get suffocated. Now this specifically has to be 2 wide. If you were to go ahead and go 1 block further, they won't suffocate. But since you have flowing water here, they're going to go ahead and have their drops hit up against this wall and fall down into the collection system. You can see it start to take damage right now. See if we get a drop on this one, and the string will fall down. Now this is a 2-for-1, so if you have a spider jockey in here, he'll actually do the same. He'll climb up, hit this flowing water, get pushed over this wall, drop down into this collection system, where they'll take damage from these magma blocks, and you'll get yourself a few bones and arrows along with it. Alright, if I open this chest right here, you're going to see a collection of items that we're going to need for this build. With the exception of the magma blocks, the hopper, and a few glass, you can pretty much make this out of all wood, since that was the original design concept for the Skyblock world. And these 2 stacks of glass right here are just for your high AFK pillar. This stack of dirt right here is just some temporary blocks to stand on, or whatever you might need when you build this in survival. You could need more, you could need less, depending on what you're using, whether it be scaffolding or whatnot. And we're going to need a buttload of water. So let's get into this. Now, just a side note before we start building, you can pretty much build this farm anywhere, depending on how much lighting you want to do. I've opted for no lighting, so I picked above a water source and high FK spot. So let's go ahead and get started with the build. Let's take our hopper, and we're going to put it facing down just 1 block below the surface. And we're going to take our double chest and put it right here. All those blocks are just so I can place it a little easier. Take magma blocks and surround this temporary block. And then we'll take our slabs and go out 4 in every direction. And that'll give us a 11 by 11 platform, which will be the collection for all of our string, as well as a killing chamber for any skeletons that happen to drop by. So go ahead and fill this in, and we'll get back to it. Okay, now you should have an 11 by 11 platform, and what we want to do now is go ahead and take out our stairs, and we want to place a regular stair and then an upside down stair. This is where the scaffolding or temporary blocks are going to come in, so you can go ahead and place all this. And you want to go ahead and carry that all around the whole entire build. Alright, now you should have something that looks like this. Let's go ahead and take our glass blocks and put 1 in every corner. And we're going to go ahead and put some water on top of every one of those glass blocks. Don't put it in the stairs, or else you're going to lose it. And that's not going to exactly get everything towards the middle, so let's go ahead and take a couple more temporary blocks and kind of get that fanned out further. Now you only really need to do this in 2 of the corners for it to get it to flow directly to the center, but unfortunately my OCD and symmetrical part of my brain will not allow this of me, so I have to do it in every corner. Now we should have something that looks like this. You can go ahead and stack 2 high, bust out that temporary, and that'll stop the skeletons from going directly in the center. Alright, now once you got that, let's go ahead and take some of our top slabs. This is where our spiders are going to be spawning, and you're going to go out 5 in every direction. 2, 3, 4, 5. And once you go ahead and do all that, you're going to go ahead and fill pretty much all this in, making a 23 by 23 platform, giving us enough room for spiders to spawn. We're going to take a temporary block, set it down, take a set of stairs, and similar to what we did before, We're going to place some upside down stairs on top of some regular stairs, and we're going to continue that all the way around. This is so we don't use solid blocks and the spiders have a smooth surface to crawl against. Also, we don't want to let any light in. Now let's go ahead and take our solid blocks and stack one on top of this glass, and then you're going to carry that out 3 in every direction. This is going to be the pillar that attracts our spiders towards the center so they can go ahead and climb up the walls. Now we're going to go ahead and continue this 7 more blocks up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And let's go ahead and cap that off with slabs. So this is going to be the cube of wood, and you're going to top that off with slabs. Okay, now that everything's taken shape, let's go ahead and place our trap doors. But before that, we're going to have to take out these water sources real quick. I do apologize. It makes placing the trapdoors a little bit easier with them out of the way. So now that that's gone, we can go ahead and start surrounding the bottom of our exterior pillar in temporary blocks. You can use the dirt blocks that I showed before in the chest. And then we're going to take our trapdoors. We're going to go ahead and start on a corner, and we're going to go every other. This will go ahead and save us some material. And as well as every other, you're going to want to place them in every corner. Doesn't matter which way they're facing, as long as the corner is there. That's to stop the spiders from falling straight down. Now later on you can actually upgrade this farm and have the spiders fall down if you want a different killing method and change at the bottom, but like I said, this is for early game and this is really a temporary build until you can go ahead and continue on with other things. Now let's go ahead and take another temporary block where our water should be, and then we're going to stack up glass blocks the rest of the way up, knocking out that temporary. And we're going to do that in every corner. This will help with the water sources up top, and the spiders will divert around them, so I haven't seen any get caught on them yet. And then we're going to take our signs and we're going to wrap all the way around in between all the glass blocks on every side. And then also we're going to do in the corners as well. Doesn't matter which way it is as long as they're in the corners. And let's do that all the way around. Okay, now that all our signs are in place, we can go ahead and finish placing the rest of our trapdoors. It doesn't really matter if they're facing up or down. We just want to make sure that the top is actually on the bottom part of the solid block, so we can go ahead and place our water sources a little bit easier. And I've actually already done this around the rest of the pillar. So once you get that done, we can go ahead and place our water sources all the way around, making sure to hit the faces of every solid block just above the trapdoor. And the last row. Oh. Last two. And I want to make sure you go ahead and place slabs. Oh, I'm sorry. Before that, I want to make sure you actually close all these trapdoors. Otherwise, the spiders will just get stuck there and they won't drown, and pretty much making this farm useless. And the only reason I know that is because I actually finished this and forgot to do that. So once you get that done, go ahead and place slabs all the way around, making sure to cover these stairs, otherwise you're going to get spawns. Okay, now that you got that bit covered up and the stairs spawn proofed, you want to make sure you place slabs on the top of those or you will get spawns. I found that out the hard way. We can go ahead and finish up the rest of this. So let's go ahead and punch in here, and we're going to go ahead and knock out these glass blocks that I left for placing the trapdoors temporarily. Then we can go ahead and place our water sources back on top of our glass blocks. making sure to fan them out. And pretty much we're all done. Let's go ahead and take out this light source. Get out of here. And the only thing that's left is to build our AFK spot. Now I find that block 185 worked well with this. So we'll go ahead and build up. Alright, now that we're at block 185, let's go ahead and start the tick war. Alright, now that that's done, let's go ahead and see what we got. Now remember, this by means is not going to win any awards. This is for early game. And for our first early game, usually we get about 3 stacks of string, sometimes more, sometimes less, but on average. And you're also going to get a few bones and arrows. Alright, well that's the build. I appreciate you sticking around this long. Don't forget, if you want to see the original Skyblock build, just let me know down in the comments. Sorry if the video is a little rough. It's actually been a while since I made a video. Hopefully I'll get a little bit better with time, seeing as how I have a few more ideas and inspirations from that Skyblock world that I think that could actually work in a regular Minecraft world. So I'll see you on the next one.